Hello, it's Sean. Today I'm going to be working on some terrain for a game called Gaslands. And Gaslands is a game published by Osprey Games. It's essentially Mad Max in a board game, or in a miniature game. The game suggests taking Hot Wheels, adding some armor, maybe some weapons, tricking them out a little bit, and you drive around and you shoot at each other and crash into each other. I've played it once. I've read through it. I've seen some of the work people have done online for their cars, and it's pretty awesome. So one of the things for this game is some of the scenarios require gates. So that's kind of the path that the cars are going to race through. So they have to pass through these gates. I wanted to make some gates for the game that I could use, and so I decided I'm going to make some gates. I've got some MDF board cut here. I've beveled the edges a little bit, and then I've got some PVC pipe that I'm going to use to make the gates. So the gate, per the rules, is 18.2 centimeters, which is a very specific number. I'm going to shoot to get it pretty close, but I don't think it matters that much. Everybody's got to pass through the same size gate, so they'll be fine. I'm going to use some JV weld and attach these to the board. Once that's dry, I'll add a little texture to the board, and I'm actually going to make probably 6 or 7 of these gates for different scenarios in the game. So first up, like I said, I'm going to mix up some JV weld and attach these to the board. Well, I've glued the base of the gates to 5 different boards here. I guess I used JV weld, not glue. So they're ready to be a little bit of texture on them. I'm going to mix up some spackle, Elmer's glue, and some paint, and spread it around on here. I might try to do some tire tracks in them. Overall, they're going to get some flock on them, but I want them to look like they've been worn through, so there'll be some places where the flock isn't, so I'll make sure I texture the ground there. So let's see what we can do with that. I've let the drywall spackle dry a little bit. I don't want it to be totally dry because I want to put some tire tracks in this. So I've got a couple of Hot Wheels with different wheel layouts, and I'm going to run those over this to kind of put some tracks in the dirt here. We'll see how this works. My spackle mix is dry now. You can see I didn't put it over the whole thing. I left the ends without any of that spackle. And the reason for that is I'm going to cover those with static grass. I just figured the part in the middle where people are driving over is worn down and the grass hasn't grown there. So the tire tracks, they look pretty cool, I think. Adds a little bit of interest to the terrain pieces. Some of them look better than others. This one doesn't look great, but you know, you see tire tracks, sometimes they're not real distinct, so I'm fine with that. And if I don't like how they look, ultimately I can cover them with static grass as well. Next up, I'm going to spray paint these. They're big enough that it'll be a lot quicker than trying to paint them with the brush. I'm going to use this Rust-Oleum flat protective enamel. It's a nice brown color. I've used this for lots of different bases that I've done. It works nice for terrain, and it's pretty close to the brown that I usually paint bases and stuff, that burnt umber from apple barrel paint. So next up is spray painting these. The spray paint is dry. Next up, I'm going to dry brush these. I've got a couple colors here. Again, this is apple barrel paint. I get it at Walmart. It's nice and inexpensive when you're doing big pieces of terrain like this. I have territorial beige and khaki. So I'm going to put on the darker color first, and then I'll dry brush on the lighter color, and we'll see how these look. Alright, I painted these a couple different colors, dry brush. I like how they look. Nice dry dirt kind of look. Next I'm going to paint the PVC pipes with, first I'm going to paint it with black, and then I'm going to paint it with Tiny 10, which is kind of a rusty looking color. These are dry brushed. The what is going to be the gate itself has been painted black, and then tinny bits, so it's kind of a little rust look. Now I'm going to flock the surface area. The areas that I didn't paint for sure are going to get covered in flock. I'll probably do a little bit of flock along the textured area too. The flock I have, I'm going to use two different colors here. I've got both from Woodland Scenics. One is it's static grass. One is burnt grass. The other is harvest gold. The harvest gold is a little bit lighter color. That'll be the predominant that I use. I have some watered down wood glue and a inexpensive brush. I'm going to spread the wood glue around and then sprinkle the flock on. This is a little tray I have. It's nice for sprinkling the flock over it, and then I can tap it into this so that I don't have piles of flock everywhere. So I've cut some PVC pipe down to length. These are 5.5 inches. They'll probably end up being shorter, but that's where I've got them cut right now. I spray painted it black, and now I've got just a little bit of tinny bits mixed with some water so it's nice and thin, and I'm just going to paint that color and let it dry, and it'll give it a nice rust effect. Next for the gates I need to number them. So I've got these wooden numbers. I picked these up from Hobby Lobby. just a pack of numbers, and I've got this plastic card that has diamond plate pattern on it. I'm gonna use JB Weld, attach the numbers to the diamond plate, and then I'm gonna use just strips of balsa wood, attach those to the back, and that will then get attached to my PVC pipe once I'm done. Just kind of stick them there, and then when the numbers and then these will be in the upright, and it will be the number for the gate. Numbers are dry with their base coat of black. This is going to be the pole or the column for the gate. What I'm going to do is put these on here, and then they'll stand up in the gate, so it'll have the number visible from both sides. Well, now I'm going to paint them. I'm going to put the same watered down 10 bits on the metal, and then I'll paint the numbers a different color so they stand out. Well, I've got a couple of the numbers painted, a couple more. I'm using Citadel Base Everland Sunset. It covers really nice when you're trying to take a lighter color against a dark color, specifically this kind of a yellowy color over black. It's kind of a pain to do, but these Citadel Base colors are made to cover really well, so that's why I'm using that. I'm going to attach these numbers to the columns with these pieces of wood on the back. It gives me a nice little groove that the column fits into. So I'm just going to do a little bead of glue down the middle, and then on the edges here. I finished my gate project. I now have 5 gates for the game Gaslands. Added another little detail here that I didn't get on video, just these arrow markers to show which way people have to pass through the gate. So each of the gates has those. It's not a very complicated project. Took a little bit of time to get all these done, but I'm happy with how they turned out. They'll be nice on the tabletop, add a little bit of a fun aesthetic to the table, so I'm pretty happy with them. If you like this video, you could give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this and the other projects that I work on, you can subscribe to my channel. And now you can follow me on Twitter at Hero of the Table. If you have any comments or questions, you can put them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.